Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the 2015 Strat-O-Matic Demolition League. Had the house free this evening, at least for another hour or two, I think. So I decided to go ahead and try another live stream. Usually been doing those for Saturdays, but decided to give this a shot on this time of day. It's about 5:30 Eastern time. We'll see how that plays out. Hopefully it's not too dark. I do have some lamps on, but hopefully it's not too dark. We shall see. So anyway, this one we're now at Seattle at Boston in series number 6. Each team trying to improve their standings. We are at Fenway Park, Seattle and Boston. And let me get one other thing set up and then we'll get ready to go. On this Tuesday late evening or late afternoon, early evening, however you want to look at it. Let me make sure that it's showing up okay so I can see what you guys are seeing. Okay, so it looks like there's a little bit of a glare right about here, so maybe we can do something about that. I'm not sure. I think once I move this photo, I think that will probably take care of it. So let me do that now so we can get going and get this show on the proverbial show on the road. So let me see how that looks. Oh, we still got that glare, don't we? May have to do away with the Fenway Park thing altogether because it's causing that stupid glare that I don't like. So I think we're going to just ditch Fenway Park. We'll forget that idea. 86 that and go back to what we thought was a normal setup, and we'll try it again. Hey Joel, how you doing? Never mind me, I'm just trying to get this stuff set up. I was trying to use Fenway Park in the background, but the lamp was giving out a glare, which I really didn't like. There's a glare here as well. Let me see if I cut this off, if that makes a difference. If it's not too dark. Maybe it won't be too dark. Let's see. All right. I think you can still see that okay. Hopefully. Hi Jack, how are you doing? So hopefully it's light enough, because if I use that lamp, it puts a glare on it, which I really don't like. So maybe without the glare, I can go back to my original plan of putting Fenway Park in there to at least have some semblance of Fenway Park for the aesthetics. And we'll get this game going. I've already done the injury checks and everything, rest rolls, I should say, not injury checks, but rest rolls. So hopefully, let's make sure it looks like it's a little crooked. Let me fix that. All right, Dan, I appreciate your feedback. What I did is, I took some feedback from someone else. There was, with this new setup with the base runners and everything, one of the people said they really missed not seeing the lineup on the like I do on the score sheet. So what I did is, I've got this free space here that really doesn't do anything. So what I did here is I decided to put the starting lineup and the bench players right there, so people can see, you know, who's, if you want to plan ahead or manage ahead, I don't know what the right word is for it, but you can see who's on there and who's not. One thing I did forget to get out was the little thingies that show the base runners. And knowing my luck, yep, there they are. Okay. Thought at first they were upstairs because I was going to do this upstairs, but then when I unexpectedly had the house to myself for a couple hours this afternoon or evening, I decided to play the game from the normal position. So we get our little markers out. So when Seattle is batting and they have base runners, we'll have these. And when Boston has base runners, we'll have those. So we'll know who's on the, what team is batting and who's got people on base and where they are. Starting lineups, rest roll first for Seattle. Jesus Sucre, the backup catcher, had to rest. Everybody else was okay. However, Seattle does have one injury to plan about. Franklin Gutierrez is out until game 23. This is only game number 16, so he's got 7 more games to sit out. So Chris Taylor was called up to take his place, but that's the only injury for Seattle. For Boston, Pablo Sandoval got the rest role, so he can't come in until the 7th inning. But they've got some injuries to deal with. Mookie Betts is out until game 19. Of course, this one right here, like I said, is game 16 for both teams. But he is out for 3 more games. Bogarts is out for 3 more games, and Pedroia is out for 2 more games. So Boston really had to scramble to get their lineup together and, try to make some semblance of it. So Austin Jackson is going to lead off in center. Seth Smith in right. Robbie Cano's at second. Nelson Cruz the DH. Kyle Seager at third. Logan Morrison at first. Brad Miller at short. Dustin Ackley in left. And Zunino the catcher. And on the bench, they got Bloomquist, Taylor, Ruggiano, and Sucre. But again, Sucre cannot come in until the 7th. Only exception is if Zunino gets hurt and they don't have any other catchers, they're going to have to bring him in. But other than that, he wouldn't be able to come in until the 7th. For Boston, they have Jackie Bradley in center. He was injured, but now he's back. Brock Holt at second. Ramirez in left. Ortiz at DH. Napoli at first. Shaw at third. Castillo in right. Hannigan catching. And Devin Marrero is your shortstop. He is taking the place, like I said, for Bogarts because they don't have anybody else. So, like I said, you're going to the extremes of the bench, but that's the whole point of the Demolition League. You're trying to do that, make the teams do that. On the bench, Daniel Nava, Jeff Rutledge, Blake Swihart, and of course Pablo Sandoval, but Sandoval cannot come in until the 7th inning. So I think we're okay there. Get everything else out of the way. Starting pitchers, you might want to know who starting pitchers are. For the Red Sox, it's Rick Porcello. And for the Seattle Mariners, it's Taiwan Walker. A couple of righties going at it. And as the game gets going, I'll give their replay stats. But right now, we're just going to say that's who they are. I do have the score sheet right here, but again, it's off to the side so that I can give a better presentation of the outs, the base runners, and the line score. And then, of course, you got your the lineup there, like someone had asked for earlier. What I can do with that lineup board is I can take a couple of little pawns. Those are little red original Strat-O-Matic pawns, those little cheap-looking little pawns that they give out with the original game. I can do that. Put this over here. That way you know who's at bat for each team. And of course, starting the game, leadoff men are on. But that way, when you switch innings, you can see who's coming up next in the batting order and all that good stuff. So ask for it. So there you go. It's like that old commercial about Toyota. You asked for it, you got it, Toyota. So there we go. Let's see if anything else needs to be gone through before we move on. I think I hit all the highlights best I could. Again, I appreciate you guys spending part of your Tuesday late afternoon, early evening, wherever you happen to be, East Coast, West Coast. I'm on the East Coast, so it's almost 5:45 here. So got our dice for Boston. Let me pull the dice tray in to make sure. I got more room this way, don't I? So let me go this way a little bit. That way I can try to get as much of the dice tray in, hopefully all the dice tray in as much as possible and not miss anything. That's what I'm trying to do. So it looks like with this setup, the runner still, if the runner gets on third, he's still got room there. So I think we're okay. Whoops. I think we're okay to get going here. Hi, Joe. How you doing? Joel, you might have been the one that mentioned that. I'm not sure. I remember somebody did, but I didn't remember who it was. But anyway, this gives you the lineup. And like, say the Mariners go 1, 2, 3 in the first, and that means I'll move the pawn down here. That means Cruz, while Boston's batting in the bottom of the first, you know that Cruz will lead off the second. That's kind of what I would do with that. It's an ever-evolving kind of thing. I'm trying to do some, not necessarily do all kinds of changes, but just try to improve as best I can so that the presentation is as good as I can get it with the inferior things I have to work with. But we'll do what we can. All right. Got my charts over here, so my advanced charts, so if I need them, we will have them. Let's go to the, got the game on the computer, so I can give you the stats. Homestanding Rick Porcello will be the first to take the mound for the Red Sox. On the replay, he's 1-0 with a 3.93 ERA. In 3 starts, he's pitched 18 innings, 25 hits, 4 walks, 16 strikeouts, and has given up 3 home runs. And, of course, we'll do the Taiwan Walker numbers in the bottom half. All right, so stepping up to the plate is Austin Jackson. And Jackson, what happened here? Something happened to my screen. Hold on, folks. What is going on here? I got to fix my computer. I got to close this and fix my computer screen. The Seattle Mariners, apparently didn't save my lineup, and it's putting in some weird lineup, so I'm going to have to restart this up on the, well, the computer's already going, but I got to put this in the Strat computer so I can have the right lineups in there. That was a kind of weird how that happened. It was telling me Chris Taylor was leading off, and I know good and well that Austin Jackson's leading off, so that's what kind of threw me off there a little bit. So let me fix that. Hopefully this won't be too long of a delay. Try to get this done as quickly as possible. All right, so let's do Seattle lineup and make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. All right. So Austin Jackson will lead off. I just got to put that in the computer. I could do this without the computer, but I really like to have the statistics readily available while I'm playing the game, and you got to have the computer up to do that. And you got to have, score the game as you're playing it to do that. So minor snafu. Hopefully it's not anything too bad. Okay, so Seattle is now straight, I do believe. Yep, their lineup is good. So we're all set. Now I just need to pick up Boston and get them straight. So for Boston, Bradley will lead off, play center field. Brock Holt is batting second, playing second. Ramirez in left field will hit third. Ortiz, the DH, bats cleanup. Napoli is at first, and he will hit fifth. Travis Shaw, I believe, is who I had hitting sixth. Yes, Travis Shaw at third, hits sixth. Rusney Castillo hits seventh. Ryan Hannigan will hit eighth. And Devin Marrero will bat ninth. So I think we're straight now. Sorry about, I apologize for the glitch there. But hopefully now we are good to go. Hi, Trent. How are you doing? Hi, Brad. Just little administrative things before I get started. I want to make sure the computer is up and ready to go. Now we're straight. Okay. So I'm going to basically do a reboot. Rick Porcello in the replay in 3 starts is 1-0 with a 3.93 ERA, 18 innings pitched, 25 hits, 4 walks, 16 strikeouts, and 3 home runs allowed. Austin Jackson leading off for Seattle. He's hitting .255 and 51 at bats, no homers and 1 driven in. And for anybody else that came in late, or not late, but I mean after I got started, I do have the lineup board here. So the starting lineups for both teams and the bench players. And then as we end the inning, well, I'll move the pawns down so you can see who's going to lead off for them the next inning. Kind of, if you want to follow along, it may be a little bit overkill, but decided to try to do that anyway. I'll go over the bullpens real quick. I usually do that. It's not written down. For Seattle, they have the 2 lefties, Furbush and Beimel, and right-handers Farquhar, Mark Lowe, Tom Wilhelmsen, Carson Smith, and Fernando Rodney, the closer. So that's who Seattle has available to them in their bullpen. Boston, they have the 2 lefties, Robbie Ross and Craig Breslow, and then they have right-handers Heath Hembree, Alexei Ogando, Junichi Tozawa, Koji Urahara, the closer, and Ed Mojica. So that's who I have available for both sides. So if someone doesn't come in relief, or someone doesn't come into the game offensively, you wonder where they are, it could be because I don't have them. Like I said, Boston's fighting injuries. They've got Mookie Betts injured. They've got Dustin Pedroia injured. And they also had, on their third injury, was Bogart. So they're missing, a lot of frontline guys. That's part of the demolition league where you want to get in there and have to dig deep into your bench and, make you manage a little bit more. All right, so I think we're now ready to go after all that festivities. First man up is Austin Jackson. Let me see on the computer here. Looks a little blurry on my computer. I don't know why. Not sure. Just looks like, maybe it's my eyes. I don't know. But it looks a little blurry, but hopefully it'll be all right. Porcello to Jackson, we're underway. 1-7 for Austin Jackson. He grounds to third. And that's one away as the third baseman Shaw takes care of that. Flips over to Napoli. One quick out, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Seth Smith. And Seattle's reeling because they got swept by lowly Cincinnati in the last series. So they're definitely looking to improve. 6'10", and I forgot to mention the injury rating. 6'12" are both starting pitcher injury checks, so 6'10" he's fine. 6'10" against a lefty. It's a ground ball third base X, so Shaw will get another chance. And defensively, Travis Shaw checks in as a 4 at third base, so not very good. 4-17, though, he might escape with that. Let's take a look on the defensive board. 4 and a 17. There's a 17. Go over to 4. It's a ground ball B, so it's good enough. And 2 consecutive ground outs take care of things for the first 2 batters. And now that'll bring up Hanley Ramirez. I'm sorry, I got the wrong side, don't I? Robinson Cano. Got backwards there. We haven't tried to do too many things at one time. I don't know. Here's Robbie Cano. 3-2 for Cano. That's a ground ball second base. That's going to end the inning. Seattle comes away empty-handed. So now I've got the little pawn by Cruz. So that means in the top of the second, that's who will be leading off for the Mariners in case someone happened to be curious. So I thought I'd try it, see how it looked. Go into the computer and put in these results. 2 ground outs to third and 1 to second. And I forgot to mention Seth Smith was hitting .320 with 2 homers and 6 runs driven in on the replay. And Cano hitting a lowly .233, a homer and 5 runs driven in on the replay. So forgot to mention those. All right, so Taiwan Walker. Right-hander Taiwan Walker will start for the Mariners. And on the replay, Taiwan Walker is 2-0 with a 1.64 ERA, so he's doing very well for himself. In 3 starts, he's pitched 22 innings, 16 hits allowed, 11 walks, 22 strikeouts, and a home run. And he will be facing the suddenly red-hot Jackie Bradley. As soon as Mookie Betts went out and Bradley went from the number 9 hitter to the number 1 hitter, and from right field to center field, he has been on a tear. He was in the low 100s, but right now he's hitting .333 in 33 at-bats, 2 homers and 5 driven in. So Jackie Bradley leads it off for the Red Sox. That's a 3-12. As soon as I say that, last thing the Red Sox need are more injuries, but you got it right here, hit by pitch plus injury. So we know that Bradley is going to take first base, but can he stay in the game is the question. Or will he have to be removed, and will Boston have to go to their bench even further and really try to manipulate that lineup? The injury check for batters. 1 through 4, he's okay. He stays in the game. 5 and 6, he's only going to miss the remainder of the game. 7 or higher, he can miss however many shows up there. So they're hoping the D20 is a low number. It's a 15, so he's going to miss 5 games. This game plus 5. So Jackie Bradley will have to be removed and will need a pinch runner. So let's see who's going to come in and run and who's going to play center field and all that good stuff. Let's see. Nava can play right and left field. Who do they have that can play center field? Rusney Castillo can play center field. So Rusney Castillo is going to move to center field. And Daniel Nava will take over in right field. So right off the bat, Bradley is now out, and Nava is in, and Nava is in right field with Castillo now in center field. So it didn't take long for that to happen. I mean, first pitch, and you got a hit by pitch plus injury. So here we go. Oh, I'm Trent. I'm just doing advanced only, no super advanced. I enjoy super advanced quite a bit, but I'm trying to model this after Tenacious Earl's league, and he used advanced only, and so I kind of like that. I always play super advanced, so I wanted something a little bit different experience. So this one is advanced only. The only exception to the rule, the only homebrew, what you want to call it, is if a runner's at second base and a ground ball is hit to here or here, I don't care if it's a B or an A, he's going to get to third base, because that's, to me, that's just baseball. So that's the only exception. All right. So Red Sox manager John Farrell not too happy about the hit by pitch. I don't think it was intentional by any means, but you never know. I'm going to check future hit by pitch chances. All right, Brock Holt, who's filling in for Pedroia at second base. He's hitting .212, no homers and 2 driven in. The runner, let me get the runner here. Let's see who the runner, because Bradley is out, so they're running Nava. See if Nava has to be held. Nava is an E-stealer. He will not be held, so no need to hold Nava. Brock Holt, the batter. 2-6 against a righty, and that's a walk. So first two are on, and Taiwan Walker has control issues big time. A hit by pitch and now a walk. So maybe that hit by pitch rattled him a bit. I don't know. But the walk issued puts runners at first and second, nobody out for the left fielder, Hanley Ramirez. And on the replay, Ramirez checks in, hitting .283, 2 homers and 7 driven in. So Walker's got to get himself straight. So it could be in for a long night. 2-5, and that's a strikeout. So that's a huge out there to get that strikeout on Mr. Ramirez. And now a double play could get him out of the inning. But here comes Big Papi, the designated hitter. And Ortiz enters the game hitting .309, 3 homers and 10 driven in, and 55 at bats. 6-5, that's another strikeout for Walker. So back-to-back Ks, and maybe he's just going to be able to work himself out of this jam by himself. That's what he's attempting. So back-to-back strikeouts after the control issues. And now here's Mike Napoli, first baseman. He's hitting only .200, no homers and 7 driven in. That's a 3-4. That's a ground ball to third. It's going to end the inning. So how about that? Taiwan Walker, after the control issues in the first two batters, ends up getting out of the inning with no damage done. At the end of one, it's no score here from Fenway. And we go to, now I got to put now the computer's making me do the lineup change. It wouldn't let me do it earlier. So Nava is in right field, and Marrero will move, Castillo will move over to center. Then we'll be ready to go for Rick Porcello. So Rick Porcello thought he was going to get some run support, but it did not happen. And now he's got to deal with designated hitter Nelson Cruz. And on the replay, Cruz is hitting .236. He's been struggling. 2 homers and 5 runs driven in. Probably why Seattle's been struggling quite a bit. So, see what Cruz can do now to lead off this second inning. 4-6 against a right-hander is ground ball second base X. Second baseman is Brock Holt. He is a 3. 3 and a 7 may be good enough. 3 and a 7 is a ground ball C. It's good enough. Nobody's on base. It doesn't matter about the C. But he is out of there. Is Nelson Cruz. And Porcello retired all 4 batters, and they've all been 4 kind of meek ground balls. So he may have things going for him right now. And that will send up Kyle Seager, third baseman. Seager definitely struggling, only hit a .160, 2 homers and 6 runs driven in. That's why Seattle's been struggling lately. Going to a little bit of a slump. 2-8. And not a slump this time. 1-9 is a home run for Kyle Seager. 10-20 will be a double. That's a 16. That's just their luck. So couldn't get the home run roll, but he did get a double roll. So a one-out double for Kyle Seager. Puts a runner into scoring position for Logan Morrison, the first baseman. And Morrison hitting .289, 1 homer and 4 runs driven in. Runner on second, Kyle Seager runs he's a D stealer. He doesn't run all that well, so he will not be held. Porcello looks into Morrison. That's a 2-12, and that's a single to left field. And they may try to send him because Ramirez is not that good in the field. He's got a +2 arm. So Seager runs at a 13, was not being held, makes him a 14. +2 on the arm is a 16. So 1-16, they're going to send him. And he's in there. RBI single for Logan Morrison, and the Mariners grab a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. RBI single, and they took advantage of the weak arm of Hanley Ramirez, as that short left field wall in Fenway didn't deter them at all. They ran on Ramirez early and often. Brings up Brad Miller, the shortstop. He's hitting .250, 2 homers and 8 driven in. Runner on first, Logan Morrison is a C stealer. They will have to hold him on. 6-7. That's a ground ball A against the lefty. That's a double play. 4-6-3 gets Porcello out of the rest of the inning. But Seattle breaks through with a run here in the top of the second, leading it 1-0, and turning that lead over to Taiwan Walker. So the pitcher's best friend, 4-6-3 double play. And we go to the second. Travis Shaw will lead us off against Taiwan Walker. And Shaw checks in, hitting .357 in just 14 at-bats. He was a late call-up when they had so many injuries. So he's only had 14 at-bats, a homer and 3 runs driven in, but he is hitting .357. 5-6, and that's a strikeout. So Taiwan Walker continues his good pitching, striking out the red-hot Shaw. And that brings up Rusney Castillo. He's also a recent call-up due to injuries, so he doesn't have much going for him. He's 0 for 12. He's hitting 0. He's 0 for 12, a walk and 2 strikeouts. So they really want to get Mookie Betts back as fast as possible. 5-7, that's a 1-15 single. Might get his first hit. And he does. Base hit. First hit of the season for Rusney Castillo. He's no threat to run, so he will not be held. But he does get the base hit and gets off to Schneid. And that brings up the catcher, Ryan Hannigan. Hannigan on the replay in just 12 at-bats is hitting .250. No homers, 3 driven in. 2-8, another strikeout. So Taiwan Walker again has a strikeout pitch going for him. And with 2 outs, that brings up Devin Marrero. On the 15 season, Marrero only had 53 at-bats. He has not had an at-bat yet in this league. So this is his first time to take the swings here against Taiwan Walker. 6-6, and that's another strikeout. So Taiwan Walker has struck out the side, and that's going to do it for the Red Sox. They come away empty-handed after getting a 1-out single. The rest went to pot. And we go to the third. It's 1-0 Seattle, as they're trying to break that 3-game losing streak after being swept by the lowly Cincinnati Reds. So now that'll bring up Dustin Ackley. He will face Porcello. It'll be Ackley, Zunino, and then the top of the order, Austin Jackson. Porcello to Ackley, 4-8. That's a leadoff single for Dustin Ackley. Dustin Ackley gets the leadoff single. Starts things off. That'll bring up Zunino, and Zunino is not a very good hitter. He's a decent bunter, so they may have him bunt here. Don't like to bunt too much at Fenway, but I think you're going to kind of have to. Zunino is 0 for 23 on the season, so I think it's a good time to have him bunt. On the bunt chart, let's see, Zunino comes in as a B bunter. The Red Sox have the corners in, so that will turn him to a C bunter. So we'll go to our sacrifice chart for a C bunter. And that's a 6. So a C and a 6, batter is thrown up by third baseman, runners advance. So it is a good sacrifice for Zunino. 5-4 if you're scoring at home. And the runner will move to second base. And the runner Ackley at second base doesn't run all that well, so he will not be held. But the sacrifice by Zunino, he hasn't had a hit yet, but at least he got the sacrifice down. And that'll bring up Austin Jackson. Jackson grounded to third his first trip. 2-5, and he's going to do more than that this time. 1's a triple, 2-20 is a double, so the run will score regardless. That sacrifice bunt came out big. It is a double. So Austin Jackson, an RBI double, scoring Ackley. And the Mariners now grab a 2-0 lead. Porcello can't believe he put up that fat pitch, but that's what happened. Now Austin Jackson does run well, so he will have to be held at second base. He will be held at second. And right fielder Seth Smith to step up. He grounded third his first trip. 1-5, and he strikes out. So Seth Smith out on strikes. That's out number 2. It brings up Robbie Cano. And Cano, his first time up, he grounded to second. 4-6, that's a ground ball, second base X. Second baseman is Holt. He's a 3. 3 and a 7. I think we had almost the exact same number last time on his check. A 3 and a 7 is actually a ground ball C, so good enough. So the out is recorded, but Mariners grab another run thanks to the RBI double off the bat of Austin Jackson. And we go to the bottom of the third. It is now 2-0 favor the Mariners. And they've got to regroup. Red Sox need to regroup. They want to get back in this game. All right, that'll bring up Daniel Nava. His first at bat, because he came in for the injured Jackie Bradley, who got injured on the first at bat, being hit by a pitch. Nava's only hitting a .182 in 22 at bats, no homers, 1 driven in. So definitely a drop off there when you have Nava as opposed to Jackie Bradley. So the Red Sox just got to battle through these injuries and try to tread water. 6-10 against a switch hitter batting left is a fly to right. That's 1 away. So Nava is retired. 1 down for Brock Holt, second baseman. Holt walked his first trip. 3-7. He will pop to short. That's out number 2. So Taiwan Walker, after originally having some issues, he is doing very well for himself. Here's Ramirez. I had Holt back up there for some reason. Here's Ramirez, left fielder. And Ramirez struck out his first chance. 3-4. He gets a base hit this time, though, so Ramirez comes through with a 2-out single. He will be held. He's not going to try to go anywhere, but he will be held as a C stealer. And it does set something up here maybe for Big Papi. So Big Papi up. And his first time up, he struck out also. 6-7, and that's a fly to center to end the inning. So Boston couldn't get anything done. We played 3 here at Fenway. 2-0 Seattle. Hey Mike, how are you doing? Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Rick Porcello back out, trailing 2-0. But he's not getting the run support. Nelson Cruz, the designated hitter, will lead things off for the Mariners. He grounded to second his first chance. That's a 3-6, and he's going to do A little bit better this time. He gets a base hit, so it's a leadoff single for Nelson Cruz. He certainly is not a threat to steal, will not be held. And that'll bring up Kyle Seager. Seager had a double and scored his first time up. 2-11, and that's a home run chance for Kyle Seager. 1-13. Remember, this is just advanced, so there's no ballpark effects. A 1-13, and we got a 2-run shot, and Porcello's in deep trouble. It is a 4. It's gone. Kyle Seager just cracks a 2-run homer. He was struggling entering this game, but he certainly is making up for it. A double and now a 2-run homer. And the Mariners now lead it 4-0. And the Boston bullpen may be looking to stir around a bit. And that brings up Travis Shaw. Hello, Roland. Good to see you. So 2-run homer makes it 4-0. Bullpen activity for the Red Sox. Let's see who they have in the bullpen. Who's their long reliever? They have a couple of them. Craig Breslow is really he can go a lot of innings. So Craig Breslow, even though he's a lefty, they've got him loosening as a long relief pitcher. So Craig Breslow in the Red Sox bullpen in case Porcello chokes the bit even further. Here's Logan Morrison. Singled his first time up, but erased on a double play. 1-11, and that's a ground ball to short. He just narrowly missed an injury. It is a ground ball to short, and there's one away. That'll bring up Brad Miller. Miller hitting to said double play his last time up. 5-4, and that's a ground ball, shortstop X. Shortstop is Marrero. And Marrero, I'm sorry, not Marrero, it is, did I not put the right things here, or what did I do here? Oh, you know what I did? I screwed up. My bad. That's what I get for not doing the computer. I batted Seattle 2 innings in a row, so 86 all these. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm worried too much about the pomp and circumstance, I guess, instead of the meat and potatoes. So let me erase what's going on here in the 4th inning. So we're going to take the home runs away and the runs away because they're not deserved. I don't know how that happened, but it should have been Napoli coming up to face Taiwan Walker. I think, or did I get it right? What did I not do? Some reason. No, I had it right. I didn't screw up. Why did I think I screwed up? I have no idea why I think I screwed up. I did not screw up. That was a 2-run homer. The computer's messed up because it's not giving me, it's telling me I'm still batting for Boston, so I've got to see what I missed. I may have missed putting something in. That's the danger of trying to do this at the same time. So let's see, Nava popped out. Holt got a single. That's where I screwed up. Okay. I messed up on Boston's side on the score sheet. That's where I got screwed up. So yes, we're going to keep the home run. We're not going to take it away. It was well earned. Kyle Seager got what he deserved. He got a well-earned home run. So we're not going to worry about that. Something just didn't look right and it was throwing me off. Don't know how that happened, but it did. Maybe I'm trying to multitask too many things. Holt singled and then Ramirez flied out. Ortiz got a single. And then Napoli. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing here? I'm all mixed up here. Let me go back. I'm going to have to undo this inning. Pardon me, folks, while I get this done. It's kind of embarrassing to have this happen, but I want to get it right. That's the key thing. So I do want to get it right. Now I have to go back and figure out what happened in that inning. I know Nava led off with the fly to right. And then Holt singled. Got Ramirez flying out. I hope I got that right. I don't remember now because I've erased it. And then I think Ortiz made the last out. So Okay, so now we're straight. Cruz singled and Seager did in fact hit the 2-run homer. So I got that part right. Now the question is, what did Logan Morrison do, if anything? Maybe he hasn't batted yet. Okay. So I'm going to say Logan Morrison has not batted yet. Although I think he did. I think him and Miller both batted, and I screwed up on what happened. Since I don't remember what happened, I'm going to go back and redo them. All right, I apologize. It got kind of screwed up there for a moment. So definitely want to get that straightened out. All right, so right now, it is still 4-0 Seattle. The home run, of course, is good. I know Logan Morrison and Brad Miller, I thought they both made outs. But I'm not 100% sure, so unless somebody can remind me what they did, because I kind of crossed this out. I think Morrison grounded out. I'm pretty sure he made the first out, and then now we're going to have Brad Miller back, because I don't remember what Miller did. So Morrison hit the short. You said avoided injury. You are correct. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Roland. You are correct, because he did a 111 and avoided injury. You are absolutely correct. So thank you for that. So he grounded to short. I thought that's what I saw through my whiteout. So let's make sure it's on the computer all caught up to date. And since I don't remember if Miller batted or not, we're just going to have him bat. How about that? All right, so here's Miller with 1 out, 2 in. That's a 4-6. That's a ground ball, second base X. So we're looking at Holt, who's a 3. And that's a 5. That might be trouble. 3 and a 5 for a second baseman. A 3 and a 5. Oh, it's a ground ball A. How about that? How about that? It's a ground ball A, so he was able to make the play. Out number 2, so Miller will ground to second. That brings up Dustin Ackley. 2 outs and bases clear, but 2 runs in. And Porcello hanging on by a thread. That's a 6-11. 6-12 is the injury rating, but 6-11 he's okay. It is a single, though. So it's a 2-out single off the bat of Dustin Ackley. And that'll bring up Mr. Zunino, Mr. Ofer, as he is hitless on the replay. Checking in at 0 for 23. Ackley will not be held. That's a D stealer. He will not be held. 3-6. Whoops. It helps to have Zunino's card up there, doesn't it? 3-6. He struck him out. That's probably why he didn't want to come up there. He didn't want to face that strikeout. But 2 runs for Seattle. And hopefully I got everything correct now. It is a 4-0 ball game. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. And hopefully I won't screw anything else up like that. But hopefully it's rectified and we're ready to go. Mike Napoli is your leadoff man. RJL, there you are. Yeah, I definitely did not plan on doing this, but I had the house to myself for a couple hours this evening. So I decided why not. I was going to record, but I said, why not try a live stream? I always do it on Saturday. Let's see who, maybe people have a better chance of watching it this time of day on a weeknight. I don't know. I'm just going by what I can go. 4-0. Leadoff man is Napoli. Walker, 6-9. And that's a home run chance, 1-16. And Napoli will put the Red Sox on the board. He, of course, has normal power. 1-16, and it's gone. Napoli, the first run of the game for the Red Sox as he goes yard. He goes yard. Home run Napoli puts the Red Sox on the board, cuts the lead to 4-1. And that's going to bring up Travis Shaw, third baseman. Robert, since you came in late, I'll update you a little bit on this. The Red Sox had 3 injuries that they're dealing with right now. Mookie Betts is out for 3 more games. Bogarts is out 3 more games. Pedroia is out 2 more games. And they just had Jackie Bradley roll an injury check, and he is going to miss 5 more games. So He's going to miss this game +5. So they're definitely they're going to have to go to the minor leagues again for somebody. I don't know who they're going to pick up. They'll find some schlub off the heap, I guess. So Travis Shaw stepping up after the home run from Napoli puts the Red Sox on the board. Gets them off the schneid. So Shaw, the batter, against Mr. Walker, giving up his first run. We got a 5-6, and that is a strikeout. So Taiwan Walker comes back with a strikeout, getting Shaw, who struck out both times, out number 1. And here's Rusney Castillo. He had to move from right field to center field due to the Bradley injury. All right, 1-7 for Castillo is a single. So Rusney Castillo, a rare single for him. But again, he's one of the backups that has to play due to all these injuries. That's why it's the Demolition League, because anything can happen. Mass units are all over the place. Here's Ryan Hannigan. 4-3. Walker, that's an in-home run chance straight up. Hannigan, though, has weak power, so it's only a single, 2 stars. But that puts runners on the corners for the Red Sox. That would have been a 2-run homer had he had normal power, but he does have weak power against the righties. So that puts runners on the corners with 1 out. Hannigan will not be held at first. And now the Mariners may look to turn 2 here against Devin Marrero. They're going to play back for the double play since they lead it 4-1. 4-5. Walker struck him out. He's not tired, so the strikeout is good. Out number 2. And now we're back to the top of the order, and Daniel Nava. Or the Red Sox better do something, or they're going to come away really disappointed with only 1 run. 1-7 for Nava. Struck him out, and the inning's over. So how about that? The Red Sox thought they had something going, but Taiwan Walker had other ideas. So the Red Sox leave 2 on base. A big 2 left on. And John Farrell, again, not happy about the situation. He was happy with the home run from Napoli, but after that it went downhill. And we go to the 5th inning, 4-1 Mariners. And Porcello back out. He's got a fatigue inning of 6, so he's still okay for now. Although trailing 4-1, might be on a shorter leash than normal. Austin Jackson, the leadoff man, is up. He grounded to third in the first, doubled in the third. 6-8 for Porcello. That's another strikeout. Porcello with the whiff. 1 down, and that's going to send up Seth Smith. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third and struck out. 3-8, and that's a ground ball right back to Porcello. Out number 2, and that brings up Robbie Cano. He's grounded to second base twice, so he's playing pepper with Brock Holt over there at second. 3-7, not this time. That's a base hit for Robbie Cano. So a 2-out single for Robinson Cano. Keeps the inning going. Cano, a D-stealer, is not going to be held. And that's going to bring up Nelson Cruz. 2-9. Cruz is grounded to second and singled. 2-9 for Cruz. He strikes out again. So another strikeout for Porcello. He gets him out of the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-1. So let me put this in the computer. Strikeout for Jackson. Grounded back to the pitcher for Seth Smith. Single for Cano. And Cruz on that 2-9 took the whiff. All right, bottom of the 5th. Taiwan Walker, his fatigue is a 6 also. Difference is he's enjoying a 4-1 lead. And Brock Holt will lead things off for the Red Sox. Second baseman. Baltimore and the Yankees tonight. I think that's the game after Thurman passed away, was it not? I think that was the game, or it might have been the next. It was somewhere close to that. The game they had at Yankee Stadium right after he passed. I think that might have been the game. I'm not sure. All right, so Brock Holt steps up. 4-9 against Walker, struck him out. So Taiwan Walker keeping that strikeout pitch going for him. And that brings up left fielder Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez, 6-6, struck him out again. So Taiwan Walker really has that strikeout pitch rolling. And the Red Sox unable to do anything about it. Here's Ortiz. 3-2. That's a low max. Nobody's on base, so it doesn't matter. But it's a line out. We'll call it to second base. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Taiwan Walker. Still 4-1 as we go to the sixth. And this is the fatigue number for Porcello. So we got to keep an eye on his fatigue chance if he gives up three combination of hits, walks, runs that total 3. All right, so let's put in the results. 2 strikeouts and a line out to second. That won't take long. All right, top of the sixth we go, 4-1. Total so far, 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Seattle. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. Top of the sixth, Kyle Seager. And he's been the man. Kyle Seager's been the man. He's doubled and homered. Breaking out of his slump in a big way. 5-10. Not this time. He flies to right. So this time they finally put him away. 1 down for Logan Morrison. Morrison singled and grounded to short. 5-6, and that's a double. Solid double for Logan Morrison. His second hit of the game. And now Porcello definitely might be looking for some to be relieved. Breslow sat down a long time ago. The other left-hander, Robbie Ross, is now loosening in the bullpen for the Red Sox, as Seattle's got some lefties coming up. So it will be Brad Miller. Brad Miller, the batter. Logan Morrison as a runner. He's pretty decent, so they're going to hold him on. Runs to the 13. 6-10 against the lefty. Ground ball third base X. That's Travis Shaw. Shaw is a 4, so a little shaky, obviously. 4 and a 7. Could be trouble. It's going to fall for a hit or get through for a hit. Not 100% sure without checking. Third baseman. Actually, 7 goes to his error check, so he gets a break there perhaps. He's only an E14, so that's not terrible, I don't think. E14 and an 8. And it's a ground ball A, so he got a break there. So with the ground ball A and it going to third, the runner has to hold. So they catch a break there. As Travis Shaw makes a nice play. 2 down, and that's going to send up Dustin Ackley, the left fielder. Ackley is 2 for 2. He singled twice and scored a run. 6-10 again. Ground ball third base exit to give Shaw another chance. He is a 4. 4 and a 6. That's also, I believe, still going to go to his error check at third base. Yep, anything 6 through 14 goes to an error check. So again, E14. But this time it's a 2. How about that? E14 and a 2. So that's a split chance. So I've got to roll the white die. On a 1 to 3, it's a 2-base error. If the white die is a 4 through 6, it's a ground ball A. So this is where you need the white die when you roll those 2s. So 3 through 6, he makes the play. 4 through 6, he makes the play. 1, 2, or 3, it's a 2-base error, and a run scores. It's a 3, so it's a 2-base error, and the run will score. So that time Shaw was not up to the task. It's an E5, a 2-base error. Morrison comes around to score. No RBI, obviously. But the Mariners will take the run. And Zunino steps to the plate, Mr. Zero. Now he's 0 for 24. Porcello, that was an unearned run, so he's going to stay in there. They're not going to penalize him for that. Zunino. 1-5, and he strikes out, and Zunino's issues continue. I think that's going to be all for Porcello. I think he's pretty much done. He's going to end up going 6 innings, giving up 5 runs, 4 of them earned, and he ends up facing 27 batters in his 6 innings. So now, Taiwan Walker coming out with a big lead to protect. This is his fatigue inning as well. But the Red Sox will have to go to their bullpen. Well, Roland Rodney is the designated closer. So I use Carson Smith as a setup guy and Joe Beimel possibly as a setup guy. But yeah, I know Rodney's a little bit shaky, but he likes to shoot those arrows in the air. So kind of have to kind of go with what they did in real life. All right, so leading off will be Mike Napoli for the Red Sox. He hit the home run back in the 4th to account for the only Red Sox run. See if we can get him started. 5-3. Fly ball right field X. That is Seth Smith. Seth Smith is only a 4, so this could drop. 4 and a 7 for a right fielder. 4 and a 7 is a single, 2 stars when nobody's on base, so the stars don't matter, but it is a base hit. So Seth Smith unable to get to that, and it's a leadoff single for Mike Napoli. He's now 2 for 3. He will not be held. And that brings up Travis Shaw, who had that fiasco in the field. 4-12. That's a fly ball to right. The diamond there is for super advanced, so no worries there. No home run chances on that. It's just a simple fly out to right. 1 away for Rusney Castillo. Castillo is 2 for 2. He singled twice. 5-7. Won't do it that time. It's a strike. I'm sorry, I'm looking at 4-7. 5-7. He might do it again. 1-15 is another single. And he does. So it's a single for Castillo. It's 1 star. But he is 3 for 3. He is Rusney Castillo. Might have to move him up in the order if he's going to hit like that. Here comes Ryan Hannigan. Now we're still in the 6th, so we can't use the rest of players yet. So Sandoval is still not available to pinch hit. So they're going to stick with Ryan Hannigan. 5-3. That's a fly ball right field X. So again, Seth Smith and his 4 rating are in jeopardy. Oops, it would help to drop it in the chute, wouldn't it? That's a 12. That's going to most likely go to his error check. I believe it will. Yes, it will. And Seth Smith's only an E2, so he gets a much better chance with his error rating. E2 and a 5 as a right fielder. E2 and a 5 is a fly ball B. So fly ball B to right field is out number 2. Now the runner on second does have a chance to move up to third, but I don't know if you want to try that with the score being what it only runs at an 11. So the outfielder arms Seth Smith is a +2 though, makes him a 13, plus you add to it, it's 50. So it's 1-15 to make it to third. 16-19 he's got to hold. 20 he's out. They'll take the chance. And you were good. Do you believe that? That's insane. That's why I said, Robert, D20s are evil. A 5% chance of being thrown out, 95% chance he's going to be okay, and I find the 20. Double play, fly to right. Napoli inexplicably trying to go to third, gets thrown out by Seth Smith and his +2 arm. I don't know what to say about that. That's really, really bad. So still having 2 on and having a chance with Marrero coming up, he struck out twice. So I don't know. That's rough. That's all I can tell you is that's rough. Hate to see that. But the D20, again, is evil. So we've completed 6 now. It's 5-1 Seattle. But the D20. So, like I said, Robert, the D20 is, maybe I need to go back to the to those split cards that they had in the old version of Strat-O-Matic and use those. I don't know, but we need a new pitcher for the Red Sox as Porcello is leaving. it'd be Jackson, Smith, Cano. So 2 out of the first 3 are left-handed, so they will go to their left-hander, Robbie Ross, out of the pen. So we'll figure out what his replay numbers are, as he will be coming on to pitch for the Red Sox. Robbie Ross, in the replay, is 1-1 with a 3.68 ERA, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. He'll be facing the right-hander, Austin Jackson, but then 2 left-handers. 2 left-handers after that in Smith and Cano. So Austin Jackson will lead things off against Mr. Robbie Ross. And Taiwan Walker is still might pitch the 7th. We'll see. 1-6 Jackson against a lefty is a fly to center. So 1 away to start the 7th. And now that brings up Seth Smith, who made that incredible throw. 4-9, and he's got a chance for a home run. He does have normal power against lefties, so a 1-9 is a home run for Seth Smith. 10-20 is a double. It's gone. Seth Smith, not only does he have the good throw, he hits a home run. How do you like that? It is now 6-1, and the Red Sox bullpen still having issues. Big time. And now Robbie Cano is up. Action in the Red Sox bullpen as right-hander Alexei Agondo is loosening. 2-6 for Cano against a lefty. That's a 1-2 single. Anything else, he grounds to third. So, it's a 3, so Shaw barely got him. That's out number 2 for Nelson Cruz. With the bases clear, they're going to go ahead and let him pitch to Cruz. 5-3, it's a fly ball right field X. Right fielder for the Red Sox is Castillo, Rusney Castillo, and he is a 3. 3-3 is trouble. That may very well drop. 3-3 is a single. So base hit for Robbie Cano. That does bring up the left-hander Seager, so they're going to give... He's got some lefties. Seager, Morrison, and Miller all come up are left-handed, so they're going to stick with Robbie Ross. Cruz will not be held, obviously. 6-7, lefty on lefty, is a walk. So Ross starting to lose it a little bit here. A walk puts 2 on with 2 outs. And it brings up Logan Morrison. Another lefty on lefty matchup. Agondo is ready if they want him. 6-11, and I got to check the injury rating on Robbie Ross. That could be an injury check for Robbie Ross. Not that the Red Sox need more injuries, but it could be. Robbie Ross on the injury chart. Robbie Ross on the injury chart for Boston is a 1, so it's a 6-12, so he caught a break. 6-11 is not an injury. Instead, it's a ground ball first base A, so that's all they need. Napoli will take it to the bag himself to end the inning, but damage done as they put the run across the board and lead it now 6-1 as we go to the 7th inning stretch. As Robert likes to say, Senior, take me out to the ball games. I'm going to probably stretch as well. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? Mike McAllister, good to see you. All right, let's put this in the computer while I stretch. And then we got a grounder to third and a single. All right, 7th inning stretch. And let me see if everything is still copacetic. Might need to move that back just a hair. All right, I think everything is still visible pretty decently. Like I said, I have another lamp I can cut on, but when I do it, it produces a glare on the right around this spot. So I really rather avoid that, although it is starting to get dark out there because we're expecting storms and it's getting really cloudy out there. Okay. So they're going to go ahead and stick with, I believe they're going to stick with, or no, what are they going to do? Let's see. Who's coming up for Boston? Marrero, Marrero, Nava, and Holt are coming up. So they got some lefties coming up. So the Mariners are going to go to the bullpen. And they're going to go to left-hander Joe Beimel. Joe Beimel will be coming on, and they're going to cap Walker at 6 innings. He's going to face 26 batters. And he's going to lead with a commanding 6-1 lead. So let's do that for Mr. Walker. And if Seattle bullpen doesn't blow it, he will improve to 3-0 on the replay. So very, very good start for Taiwan Walker. He'll also be the guy that breaks up their 3-game losing streak. So Joe Beimel it is. He's coming on, the lefty. He's had a good replay. Joe Beimel 0-0 with a save, 2.70 ERA, just 3 innings of work, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So Beimel is in charge of keeping things where they are. He's going to face righty Marrero and then switch hitter Nava and lefty Holt. Those are the 3 scheduled. Now, we are in the 7th inning, so Pablo Sandoval would be available, but he's a much better hitter against right-handers, so I'm going to try to save him for later in the game, I think. Here's Marrero against Beimel. 1-9, base hit for Marrero. He gets his first hit of the season, as this is his first game. Called up for all these injuries. So Marrero gets a leadoff single. And not a good start for Beimel. He may be on a short leash. Here's Daniel Nava, switch hitter, will turn around bat right-handed. And with a 6-1 lead, they're not going to hold Marrero. 4-10 against a switch hitter batting right-handed. That's a catcher X. Catcher is Zunino. He's a 2. 2 and an 11. Probably goes to an error check, and it does. His error rating is an E2. E2 and a 7 for a catcher. And that is a ground ball C. So the runner will advance. It's going to be a 2-3 ground out. Runner advances with 1 out. Next man up is Brock Holt, not the top of the order, but it is Brock Holt. Lefty on lefty matchup again. For Holt, 1-5, and he strikes out. So Brock Holt is gone. 2 down for Hanley Ramirez. So Beimel trying to get through the inning and keep this score right where it is. And he'll have to do it against Ramirez, the right-hander. 5-7 against a righty. Ground ball second base X. That's Robinson Cano. He is a 3. 3 and 18 is a good play, and the inning's over. So Joe Beimel does his job. He pitches his 1 inning of work. Ends up facing just 4 batters. But the big thing is he put the goose egg on the board. And we go to the 8th. Still 6-1. Robbie Ross was going to stay out there to face these left-handers that are coming up, Miller and Ackley and Zunino. So they're going to stick with Ross. He's got a good fatigue rating, so they're going to stick with him. So you got Ramirez, and that got him out of the inning. So top of the 8th, 6-1. Was hoping for a closer game, but there's still 2 innings, so anything can happen. The way these dice rolls are, and D20s are turning out, you never know what's going to happen. So Brad Miller against Ross. They still have. Actually, Alexei Gondo has sat down. They're actually going to use Heath Hembree as a relief pitcher after Ross. So Heath Hembree will be the new guy coming on shortly. Ross to Miller. 111's a single. So Brad Miller, yet another base hit. Brad Miller. Actually, in this game, it's his first base hit, although he had been doing well. But it's his first hit of the ball game. He's aboard, and it's going to bring up Dustin Ackley. Now, they could go to some lefties off the bench, and we might do that just for defensive purposes, if nothing else, because Ackley's a decent left fielder, so I doubt you want to take him out. But 6-1 lead, I guess they're going to let it slide. All right, here's Ackley. 111, and that's a foul out to third. So he fouls out to Shaw for out number 1. And now Zunino, Mr. Ofer, is back out again. Try to get that elusive hit. 3-4. Can't do it. It's a fly to right. That's 2 down. So 2 away, and that brings up top of the order Austin Jackson. Ross trying to finish the inning. 6-4, ground ball, third base X. That's Mr. Shaw again. And you know he's a 4, so tricky times. 4 and 8, I think, goes to an error check, and it does. So his E14 is now in question. E14 and a 7. E14 and a 7 is a ground ball A, so he was able to make the play and end the inning. So that time, no issues at all for Mr. Shaw. And that'll close the book on Ross. He's going to go 2 innings, and he's going to end up facing 10 batters. So he leaves. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Still a 6-1 game. And a new pitcher for the Mariners will be coming on as well. And they will go to right-hander Carson Smith. So Carson Smith will be coming on after I put this in the computer for the top of the 8th, so I don't screw that up again. All right. Round the 3rd. Okay, so new pitcher. Even though Ortiz is coming on, they really want to restrict Beimel to a 1-inning guy, so they're going to go to the right-hander Carson Smith. And on the replay, Carson Smith 1-0 with an ERA of 0. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. So he's had a really good replay. So they're not worried about Ortiz being a lefty. They're going to let Carson Smith have at him. And on the ball game, so far, Ortiz 1 for 3. 5-6 struck him out. So Carson Smith got the job done on Ortiz. 1 away. That brings up Napoli, the first baseman. Napoli homered for the only run of the game for the Red Sox. 1-9. He's going to strike out this time. So 2 strikeouts in a row for Carson Smith as he is getting the job done. Brings up Travis Shaw. 6-9, and that's a walk. So a 2-out walk to Travis Shaw. Probably not what he wanted to do. Wanted to get a 1-2-3 inning, I'm sure. But it's a 2-out walk, and that brings up Rusney Castillo. Hannigan's on deck, but if he reaches, they're going to, if Castillo reaches, they're going to pinch hit for Hannigan with Pablo Sandoval. So Sandoval has actually picked up a bat on the on-deck circle. Runner Shaw not being held at first, 2 down. Smith 6-5. That's a 1-5 double. Anything else that's a fly to right, and Seth Smith will put it away. That's a 14. Seth Smith makes the play. Range is over, and that's going to do it for the Red Sox. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Carson Smith went his 1 inning. So that's all they're going to ask of him. And then they'll bring out somebody. It's not going to be a save situation, so they will not use Fernando Rodney. They'll go to another pitcher. All right, top of the 9th. And let's see who's coming out for the Red Sox. It is going to be Heath Hembree, who was mentioned earlier. Heath Hembree, the right-hander, kind of on a mop-up roll. He will be on to face Smith, Cano, and Cruz. 2 lefties and a righty, but you don't want to burn your lefties in a 6-1 game. I think they will not worry about that part of it. Give you the numbers on Hembree. And on the replay, Heath Hembree is 0-0 with a 2.84 ERA, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. All right, top of the 9th we go. 6-1. Seattle feeling pretty good about breaking that 3-game losing streak Oh, forgot to scratch out Nava because he was used early on to replace Bradley. So we've got Rutledge, Swihart, and Sandoval on the bench remaining. That's a 5-10 against the lefty for Hembree. That is a catcher X. Right in between two in-home run chances. That would have been gone, but a 5-10 is a catcher X. And the catcher in this case, Hannigan, is a 2. 2 and a 3 for Hannigan. 2 and a 3 is a straight old foul out. So one away as Hannigan makes the catch to start the ninth, and Seth Smith is retired. Here's Robbie Cano. 4-12 against a lefty. Is a ground ball first base X. That's Napoli. And Mike Napoli checks in as a 3 first baseman. 3 and a 4 at first base. 3 and a 4 is a single, so it's going to get by him. So he sneaks it by Napoli, and Robbie Cano reaches with a 1-out single, and that will bring up Nelson Cruz. Cano will not be held. 6-1 game. They're not going to worry about holding him on. Here's Cruz. 4-10 against the right-handers. A fly to center. That's out number 2. And now that's going to send up Kyle Seager, who was doubled, homered, and walked. So they got to be careful with him. Yes, Roland, in case you missed it earlier, Franklin Gutierrez is injured, and he'll be back. Let me check my injury book here. Where did I put my little injury thing for you? Franklin Gutierrez. He is going to be injured until game 23. This is game 16, so he's got 7 more games. Chris Taylor was called up. That's the same Chris Taylor that now plays for the Dodgers. He was called up to take his spot, but yes, he is injured for another 7 games. So they're having to get through that the way Boston's having to get through it for everybody else. So here we go. Seth Smith flew to right. Cano singled. And then Nelson Cruz flew to center. So we got 2 outs and runner on for Kyle Seager. Heath Hembree trying not to allow any more runs. They're already behind 6-1. 3-7, and that's a ground ball second base. There's a plus sign, but they were not holding Cano on, so that plus sign is irrelevant. It's just a ground ball to second, and the inning is over. So Heath Hembree did his job. 1 inning pitched, 4 batters faced. We go to the bottom of the 9th, last chance for the Red Sox. They will have to face a new Seattle pitcher as Carson Smith only going 1 inning. So they will go with, who do they want to go with? They're going to go to, with the big lead, they're going to use their worst pitcher, Danny Farquhar. So Farquhar will get the call. They want to rest their better pitchers as much as possible. Now, if he gets in trouble, they will be going to the bullpen very, very quickly. But Farquhar is your guy. He's coming on. And on the replay, Farquhar 0-1 with a 3.86 ERA, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Hannigan is your scheduled hitter. He is being called back. And we will get the Panda, Pablo Sandoval, will pinch hit for Hannigan. So Sandoval pinch hitting on the replay. He's only hitting .209, 2 homers and 6 runs driven in. But they got to do something, so they're going to Sandoval to see if he can get something started here against Farquhar. So Farquhar getting ready to face the Panda to start the top of the 9th. 6-1 game. Boston is behind by 5 and not looking to be in good shape. Unless the Seattle bullpen just implodes incredibly. 3-3 for the Panda, and he gets hit by a pitch. Luckily, it wasn't an injury involved. It was just straight up hit by pitch. And again, John Farrell not happy. Second Red Sox batter to get hit in this game. And this is the pinch hitter, Sandoval. And he's like, wait a minute, you bring me up to pinch hit and you hit me? I'm not playing blackjack. I don't want to be hit. So he is there, and now we got Marrero due up. And do they want to pinch hit from Marrero is the question. They could use Swihart to pinch hit and use Rutledge Let's see how they want to play this. Swihart, check his numbers. Yeah, he's a much better hitter. So they're going to pinch hit for Marrero with Swihart. And if it somehow goes to the bottom, to the extra innings, they'll bring in Rutledge to play shortstop. Or Holt would play short and Rutledge would move to second. But right now, they just need offense. And Swihart's the better hitter. So that's what they're going to go with. So Sandoval was hit by the pitch. And now we're going to the pinch hitter, Blake Swihart. And we'll check his numbers on the replay. And on the replay, Swihart is hitting .091, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, but he was a .274 hitter on the season. So that's why they're bringing him in. So Blake Swihart going to see what he can do. Obviously, the Panda at first base is not being held. That's a 6-3 against the switch hitter batting left. Is a ground ball first base A? That's a 3-6-3 double play. And maybe bringing Swihart in wasn't what they should have done, but they were trying to play the percentages. Instead, they get a 3-6-3 double play, 2 quick outs, and now the Red Sox down to their final out. And it is Daniel Nava, the leadoff man. So Daniel Nava, the last chance. Farquhar trying to finish it out. And Seattle trying to take the first game of this 3-game set. 3-12. That's a straight-up home run for Daniel Nava, so they don't go away without a fight. Daniel Nava homers. For the second run of the game, Red Sox, both their runs are solo home runs. This one from Daniel Nava. An unlikely source. Nava only hit 1 on the whole season, according to his records. In 139 at-bats, he only hit 1 home run. But there it is. He found it. So Farquhar trying to shake that off a little bit. Mad at himself for throwing up a pitch like that. And now it's Brock Holt. 6-2 game. 1-4. And how big was that double play now? 1-4 is a ground ball to first. That's going to do it. That's going to end the game as Morrison steps on the bag to end the inning. Farquhar, not the best of outings in the ninth, but they had such a big lead, they didn't worry about it. 1 inning pitch, 4 batters faced. So let's look at the gory details if you're a Red Sox fan. The pleasant details if you're a Mariners fan. And we'll see what the standings look like and so forth as we get to our box score. All right, so for the Mariners, 6 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. They left on 8. And for Boston, 2 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. They left on 9. Winning pitcher was Taiwan Walker. He is now 3-0. Losing pitcher Rick Porcello drops to 1-1. So Mariners break that 3-game losing streak. They got swept by the lowly Reds on the road. They continue on the road and find Fenway Park more to their liking. And that's going to do it in this game for the Red Sox. Walker now leads the league with 3 wins. 3-0. I think he's the only pitcher to be 3-0. I'll double check that, but might very well be that case. So I'll bring in the somewhat messy score sheet, but that's where we're standing right now. Player of the game, Kyle Seager, 2 for 5, including his 3rd home run of the season. 2 RBIs, 2 for 4 rather, not 2 for 5. And so he did very well, although Walker really, really well. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Lowers his ERA to 1.61 on the replay. So he certainly did well for himself as well. So with that victory, so look at the standings. Seattle improves to 9-7. Boston drops to 9-7. So they were 9-6 coming in, and Seattle was 8-7 coming in. So they're both 9-7 now, but that puts them 2 games behind the Mets, who are 11-5. And Tampa and Cleveland play each other in the final game of the Series 6. Tampa is 10-5, Cleveland 10-6. So if Tampa wins, they would tie the Mets for first place. So hope you enjoyed this impromptu Strat-O-Matic game. I will try to record one more game to upload probably on Thursday. That would be the Tampa-Houston game. But then on Saturday, it's going to be the 1986 opening game, or opening game of the week, NBC game of the week on Inside Pitch. I'm going to have to play a practice game of Inside Pitch just to get used to it again. It's been about 3 or 4 months since I played Inside Pitch, so I've got to get that done. But that is going to be the Mets and the Phillies. It was the very first NBC game of the week, played on April the 12th, which was a Saturday in 1986, but I'm doing the Saturday here in 2022, so it's going to be April the 9th. That will be on Inside Pitch. The Mets will be at the Phillies. Thank you, Dan. You're welcome. Game 2 will be Payoff Pitch. That will be on April the 16th, Saturday, April 16th. And the Payoff Pitch game, let me look at the schedule here. I can give you my schedule. I'm trying to get all the teams in as best I can, because a lot of the Saturdays, I don't know what the game of the week really was. So what I'm doing to fill the gaps is try to make sure that I get every team represented at least once and not overload like the Yankees or somebody like that. Although Game 2, Yankees at Milwaukee and Payoff Pitch will be Game 2. Game 3, Chicago White Sox at Detroit, and that will be on Strat-O-Matic. And then Game 4, or Week 4, I should say, is Oakland at Boston. That will be on APA. And then we start the cycle over again with the Inside Pitch, San Diego at the Cubs, and then Payoff Pitch will be following that, Kansas City at the White Sox. In Strat-O-Matic the following week, it's Toronto at Cleveland. And then APA on May the 31st will be St. Louis at Cincinnati. May 31st in 1986, not May 31st, 2022. That will be St. Louis at Cincinnati and APA. And then we'll keep going after that. So I want to make sure that I get all the teams represented. Like I said, I don't know, unless they're on YouTube or something, I don't know, who played on the game of the week or whatnot. But no, Robert, we're not going to overload the Mets in the first half of the season. And I will play an All-Star game, by the way, on Inside Pitch as well. I didn't say that earlier, but I do have the All-Star game is scheduled to be used. Actually, it's scheduled to be played on APA because that's in the rotation. So that's set to be played there. But in the first half, between April and July, April and the first part of July, the Mets are on twice. They're going to be on again the first Saturday, which is against Philadelphia, and then on July the 12th, it would actually probably be July 9th or something for us, but in 1986, July 12th, they did host the Braves, and that was the NBC game of the week on July 12th. So we'll have 2 Met games, 2 Yankee games. Boston's on there twice. Let's see, Chicago White Sox are on there twice. Let's see who else is on there twice. Kansas City is on there twice. Let's see, California, are they on there twice? No, California's only on there once. Actually, Boston's on there 3 times. So I may have to fix that because I don't think I want Boston on there 3 times. I may have to alter one of those games. Probably the Baltimore-Boston game will be changed. Although Baltimore-Boston was actually the game of the week. So I might change the Oakland at Boston and do something with that. I'm not sure. I have to figure it out. We'll play it by ear as we go along. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to doing that with all the different game engines and to add a 5th one to it if I wanted to do it. I forgot I have the 1986 season in Status Pro. So I could always use Status Pro as well, although I don't know if I have all the players on Status Pro. Back in the 86 season, it may have just come with a base set of players. So I'd have to check that out. But in the meantime, offline, I'll be playing some practice games in both Payoff Pitch and Inside Pitch and watching the Replay Gamer and Robert play those games to get refreshed my memory on the rules and just the flow of the game so that hopefully when I do it, it won't be a comedy of errors. But we'll see. It's a fluid thing, so if we decide that maybe we don't want to use APA, maybe we'll do something else. If I do use APA, it would be with the Merino boards. I'm not going to play basic. It would be with the Merino boards. I'm not going to do the master game because I don't even know how to play the master game. It's just way too confusing. So just got to go with that. As far as the season goes, I'm going to be simming that. The other games are going to be simmed on Strat-O-Matic computer. And so I've got to go in and set up their computer managers to make sure that they handle them correctly. And so we'll be simming those, games during the week and then playing the Saturday games of the week. At noon Eastern will be the time for each of those games, noon Eastern. So this Saturday at noon Eastern, it will be the Mets and the Phillies from the vet. It'll be an inside pitch, and it'll be left-handers going at Steve Carlton and Sid Fernandez. So it's about 7 o'clock. I need to get some dinner. Hope you guys enjoyed spending part of your Tuesday with me. I enjoyed having you here. Help make the things go pretty well. Astros, yes, they're definitely a good team, and they are set to play the Dodgers the first Saturday in June on the inside pitch. So they are on the rotation for sure. So we definitely want to make sure we include those. So hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Demolition League 2015 Strat-O-Matic. This was game number, although I am playing them out of order, so this was technically game number 79. Game number 80 will actually be the game between Tampa Bay and Cleveland, because I played them a little bit out of order. I'm sorry, Houston and Tampa, because I played them out of order. I played Boston up here, so this is actually game 78, but it's really going to be game 80 as it's played. So it's going to be Houston at Tampa Bay. I don't know the pitching matchups or anything yet, but that's the next game. I hope to put that up on a recorded video sometime around Thursday. And then, of course, the rest of the time, get everything geared up for 1986. Trying to get as much pomp and circumstance for 1986 as I can, at least on the opening day portion. And it is going to be inside pitch, so I definitely, like I said, need to get that straight. Hopefully Robert will be there to catch my snafus. But the whole point is to have fun anyway. It's not a serious replay. We're just trying to have fun. So the Red Sox, adding insult to injury, will lose Jackie Bradley for 5 games. So we'll have to go to our bench, or not bench, but our minors, the minor league system, and see who I have on in the minors that can be brought up. Looks like we could bring back Shane Victorino. So Shane Victorino will be called up in place of the injured Jackie Bradley. So he will be added to the roster. He does get traded to the Angels later, but he starts the season with Boston. So Shane Victorino is your call-up, and he will be filling the roster for the Red Sox in place of Mr. Jackie Bradley Jr. Don't forget tonight, 1979 Inside Pitch on RJL's channel, RJL Network, Orioles and Yankees, just after the Munson plane crash. And it was a very emotional game for the Yankees, particularly Bobby Mercer. So we'll see how that plays out on his Inside Pitch 1979 replay. Thank you again for everybody that coming out and spending part of your Tuesday evening with me. Like I said, next video will probably be uploaded on Thursday at some point. Whether it's going to be lunchtime or evening, I don't know. Depends on when I feel like doing that. And again, the live stream noon on Saturday, Inside Pitch 1986, the Mets and the Phillies. And hopefully we'll have as much fun with that as I had with the 1982 replay game of the week on Strat-O-Matic. But that was all Strat-O-Matic. This one I'm doing 4 different game engines, maybe 5. And we'll see how that plays out as well. All right, so I'm going to get out of here and grab some dinner. I do appreciate everyone who tuned in and spent part of your Tuesday with me. Again, final score, Seattle easily defeats the Red Sox 6-2 to improve to 9-7. Red Sox drop to 9-7. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.